Hello from Podgorica, Montenegro, the capital city of this small country. And I have such a short time here, literally like an hour, to be able to quickly roam around because I am supposed to catch a train, overnight train to Belgrade, Serbia. I took a bus from Skoder, Albania, and Podgorica is where I have to transfer to the train. So this is like my little mini layover, but hopefully during that time I'm going to be able to give you at least kind of a somewhat basic feel of what Podgorica is like. Let me tell you, coming in, it was really cool with the mountains and how the city is within. It's also getting into the evening time, so the sun will be setting, so hopefully there'll still be daylight for me to roam around and be able to get decent shots, but let's go. So Podgorica is the capital city. People come here for government-related affairs and for business. It is the business hub of Montenegro. People don't come here for tourism really at all. There's not much for tourists to do. From what I've heard, it's basically a city where people live and work, and that's about it. And from my early observations, I see exactly what they mean. There are no really true central squares, at least in comparison to other cities in the Balkans, and you just don't have that energy that everywhere else does. It has 185,000 people, making it the most populated city in Montenegro. Even though it is rather inland, it has a temperate climate for most of the year thanks to its proximity to the Adriatic Sea. Throughout history, the Romans, the Ottomans, Austro-Hungarians, they all had control over this area at different times. Also relating to history, that during World War II, Podgorica was heavily bombed. From a sociological perspective, the most interesting thing for me was that in the 90s, I believe it was 92, when Podgorica, it used to be called Grad, which was named after Tito, the famous leader from Yugoslavia. Montenegro used to be a part of Yugoslavia. And when Tito died and there was this new age coming, as the fall of Yugoslavia was about to begin, Grad decided to change their name to Podgorica to really reflect a shift going back to their history. This city has, the name is some historical meaning that I'm not exactly sure what it is, but it was also to reflect a new change. So I find it really interesting, the sociological perspective behind it, of people wanting to here at least leave what was their Yugoslav identity behind and really just become purely Montenegro. When at that time they became part of Serbia, Montenegro didn't actually become its own independent state until 2006. Look at those flags! Love them right on top of the building. So many people are out right now having a meal. There's music blasting, which is bringing the upbeat energy, and it's just stretching. People are watching football games. This restaurant row is stretching literally the whole block, and every single one of them is packed. And then the setup with the trees going right over you. I am so lucky that it's still sunlight out, so I can get at least good camera shots. Pedestrian only. I love this. They must close it down at night. And here's the street, but yeah, nighttime, everyone walking alongside, and you have the restaurant. This is the hub for Air Montenegro, and the reason why a lot of people may be flying in here besides government and business is if they are going to the Dinaric Alps, which those are the mountains that are right outside the city, do some hiking, or go to Lake Skoder and do some swimming, some jet skiing, all of that. So the proximity to nature, big thing. Other industries include financial services, construction, and manufacturing. The Vibrancy and Morača rivers go through the city, and right here is the Vibrancy. I've entered Nova Varoš, and this is where you have all the main shopping areas, the restaurants, and just where all of the actual energy happens. Things seem to be closed down like most stores, but it's not late. It's 7 p.m. Was it? Maybe it's 8 p.m. now, but it probably has to do with the fact that it's a Sunday. It's larger than you would expect. It's about a 5 block by 5 block radius, and here is where you'll find the central square. So before I was saying like there's nothing much to do, well, I guess if you come here, that this is where you will find the few things to do. This is definitely the type of city that during the day when the workers are out is crowded, and then once the work day ends, things get quiet quickly. I think the fun part about this hour is that because I don't have any specific sites I want to see, because frankly there isn't much, that I'm just going to kind of be wandering around and seeing where this takes me. I know there's a Hard Rock Cafe, so that has to be in the middle of something. So maybe make my way there, storm around for 30 minutes, and yeah, just see if I can get this vibe. And I really don't mean to be overly critical. Like, I'm sorry that I've said that there isn't much to do. I'm sure if I was here during the day and had more time, I would find a lot more fun things. I'm just doing it based off what I read online. But I'm in this area now, and I am actually really enjoying that. There's kids playing and just different things going on. So maybe I should take back what I said before about how low energy, especially in evening time. Okay, wait, I continue to walk more and things continue to be so fun. Like, now I'm in this really nice residential area where it has restaurants going through, and you have trees lined up and everything. I don't know, I'm enjoying this much more than I thought I would. So this shows you that if you read some negative things online or whatever, it wasn't negative, it was just saying that, you know, it was like no positives. You have to fully ignore that and go with your own experiences to see what things are like. Whoa, look at this building that I just came across. I was just in Kotor and Tivat, Montenegro, and there it was very old. The history was preserved. Podgorica, very modern. You know, it's like a regular large Balkan city, even though it's not a large city. So this is City Hall. I love this structure. Just the pure white, multiple layers. You have the Montenegro flag up top. You have Montenegro flag. You also have the EU flag. That I don't really know the reasoning why. I know they use the euro as the currency, but they're not part of the European Union. Nice courtyard on both sides. Wow, this is an awesome structure. Here's the central bank. Another really nice building. Let's go to 0.5. Oh yeah. This video definitely isn't like my normal videos. This is more of like a wandering with Landon type video. But, you know, we'll change it up a little bit for this. Whoa. Wait. Whoa. Wait. This was actually like my genuine reaction. Look at that. You can't see it, unfortunately, with the daylight, but there's just like a little inlet there. Here's Njegosev Park, and this leads out to the Morača River, and it is very large, actually. Great spot to be able to walk around, have a picnic, anything. Let's check it out. We got a little cocktail bar, Long Island, hometown shout out in Montenegro. Compared to Kotor, these are great prices. I love the little different bars that are set up within them. I don't know what statue this is, who this is, anything about it, but he is lit up right now. Here's another bust of somebody important. No idea who this is. It's in Cyrillic, so I don't know. The park has a lot of different places where you can walk around, sit on a bench, and there's actually someone playing music down there. To put it in comparison, I'm living in Belgrade right now, and that has a population of near 2 million. Okay, I'm at the part of the park that is near the water, and oh my god, the views. I didn't know that you can cross a bridge over the river, and wow, it's on both sides too. Can you see it from here? Maybe, can you see it? It's hard, I know it's getting dark, apologies for the camera quality. So as I mentioned, this is the Morača River, and it's going straight throughout the city. And where is it? There's a path that you can go and take and just walk up alongside, and right there, actually, there's a restaurant. I hesitate to call this a beach, but it's this little like pebbly area that's right alongside it, so you can go and walk in the water if you want. Ooh! Light! You can actually see me now. Automatic light switch. Ooh, maybe you can see this now. Can you see the Montenegro flag in the building? I actually love this shot. I think this is my favorite one in the entire city. Walking alongside the bridge. There actually is quite the blend of multiculturalism within the Balkan region. There are Serbs, Bosniaks, Montenegrins, Croats who all live here. And during the time of Yugoslavia, it was mainly Montenegrins, but you know, since fall, you know, more of those ethnic groups have come in and moved here. In terms of religion, it's mainly Orthodox because of the Serb Orthodox community that is here. Montenegrin is basically the same language as Serbian, Croatian, Bosnian, and I know the locals will tell me you're absolutely wrong, it's definitely its own language, but no, it's pretty much just like different dialects, like how Norwegian, Swedish, and Danish are basically the same language. I am learning Serbian right now. That's one of my courses that I have to take as I am living in Belgrade, but unfortunately, I have not learned enough Serbian to be able to comprehend something like that. I'm learning things like Dobro jutro, prijatno, like basic things like that. Here's what it's about, but it's in Montenegrin and Greek, so I don't understand. I would really love to consider walking that way. Unfortunately, I just don't have time. I gotta start making my way back to the train. I was thinking about staying in Shkodër Albania overnight, and then taking a bus first thing in the morning to Podgorica and getting an entire day in Podgorica. And part of me is like, I kind of wish I did that. The other part of me is like, I'm kind of exhausted and I need to get back to my home in Belgrade. But I'm happy with my decision because I still feel like in the short time so far, I've been able to get a good sense of what the capital state's like. The reason I ultimately decided skipping out on Podgorica for an entire day was I was going from Kotor, Montenegro to Skadar, Albania, and the bus ride there, we stopped in Podgorica for like 20 minutes. You know, it was one of the scheduled stops. And driving in, I was like, there's absolutely nothing here, and I feel like I'm just going to be wasting my time. And add that to what I read online, that's kind of like what fed into my decision. But we didn't go and drive through streets like this. We kind of, you know, just the bus station's like, I don't want to say on the outskirts, but like we kind of went on the outskirts to come in and just went there. Should I cross the street here? Yeah, I'm gonna cross the street. See, I'm crossing the street now. So that's kind of like what played into my decision. But again, should I have been here longer? I'm happy with my decision on what not to be. I kind of need to get back to Belgrade, but I would have loved another 2 hours here. Okay, so my very short time in Podgorica has come to an end, and let me tell you, I was so pleasantly surprised. I did not expect to enjoy this city as much as I did. You know, at first I was like, oh my god, why am I here? But now this just shows you can't lean into so much of what you read online. You have to come here, experience it yourselves. I wish I had some more time, you know, not much more, but maybe like 2 hours. But if you're thinking about potentially stopping here, you know, I wouldn't go out of your way to come here, but if you know you're making your way up alongside the Balkan Adriatic coast, definitely stop here, even if it's very, very short, because it's cool. It shows you what a Adriatic Balkan business city is like, because the ones like Belgrade, all that, you know, I'm rambling too much on. Yeah, Podgorica, I enjoyed my time.